Hey, what's up, everybody? Are you guys ready to conclude the ISA Worlds, analyze a few situations, ask some questions, push that like button, and engage with a comment in a healthy conversation? If so, well then let's look at a few things. And first things first, of course, from a spectator point of view, we were all very delighted with the way things were presented, and I know that ISA haven't had a world championship in so long, and we were all really anticipating and wondering to see what are they going to dish up. And I must say, as far as production goes, it sure exceeded expectations. I mean, the angles and everything, then very cool. Guys in the studio, guys outside on the beach, drone shots, so the whole production. And mind you, this whole thing was also in 2 languages, from what I understand. There was also Spanish. So, I mean, that's huge. That's really huge. And then I noticed something about 5-6 days into it. It's like, wow, there actually was no title sponsor. Most ISA events come with a title sponsor. This one did not. So that's maybe just a side note, but it took me a while to actually realize, like, hey, wait, what? There's no title sponsor. And then, of course, I was watching this also a little bit from a SUP media point of view, always kind of like, looking at how the guys are doing their job. And yeah, so from a commentary point of view, definitely, I must say, impressive job. These people know how to speak. The only minor grievances that I have is what I never understand is maybe why is the ISA not including like SUP media, people from the SUP community. It's all people from their surf network, from what it seems. And it shows, like, the mispronunciation of names, or the not knowing who the certain people are, certain background history. That is something that, from my point of view, watching this as a professional, that kind of, that's too bad. I'm stoked to see that they had a media partnership with Mathieu from Total SUP, so that is a little bit of an inclusion there. I would have loved to see him as a commentator. Then, of course, we have a whole lot of other levels to unpack here, and we did so with the surfing. We had a video there. We were talking about the athletes, young versus old, the new guns versus the old guns. So that was cool. We're going to have definitely a lot more to unpack on that. The change of the guards, again, another, shout out to our 2 juniors there, Young Guns, Shrimpy and Duna Godillo. I mean, amazing performance there. Also super cool to see that, like, an old gun, so to speak, like Candice, still got it going on with the tech race there, or a guy like Connor, who's been in the race scene for who knows how long, 12, 14 years at least, and still winning a sprint. So that's a cool thing to unpack. And of course, the big next thing to unpack is the ICF versus the ISA formats. And that's going to be a lot of questions that we're going to unpack coming here in the future, because number one, ICF, all-inclusive, everybody can go. Junior inflatable world champions, we have 50-plus world champions, we have world champions there up the wazoo, and everybody can travel there, while the ISA is doing surf races through a qualification process, and only the elites of a country can go. And then, yes, the ICF is holding this whole thing in flat water, and the ISA is going into the surf race. And that is a big one we're going to have to unpack, because in surf races, what are the Germans, the Austrians, the Hungarians, the Polish, would they have survived that tech race, or coming in on a long distance? Would that been good for them? Would that been ready? Does that include them? Looking at the complaints we had from the ICF long distance race, I'm not quite sure how many people would have survived in a surf race like this. So are we going into the direction of surf racing, which makes evidently exciting? It makes it for excitement to watch. But then on the other hand, there is this matter of luck. Would the race have ended differently if this would have been in flat water? Would Candice have won if that would have been in flat water? Would Shrimpy would have won if this would have been in flat water? Waves can come to your advantage and they can come to your disadvantage, and you cannot always control them. It's kind of like a game of backgammon. You roll the dice and then you have to adjust your strategy according to the roll of the dice. So there is a certain percentage of luck in there. And looking at an Olympic question again, like, can we have races where people at the end will say, well, this person was more lucky and I got unlucky? Is that where it goes? And that's definitely not for me to decide, you guys. I'm just asking the question here. But where is it go? Is it going to be flat water only? Less exciting, and surf racing more exciting, but more inclusive flat water, less inclusive surf racing? I don't know. And we're gonna talk to people about this, and we're gonna figure that out. But overall, I have to say the 10 days of ISA was good to watch. I wish there would have been a little bit more people, but there was enough people to have a healthy competition. Stoked to see that they had a separate junior. Why it was only tech races for juniors, I don't understand. Why didn't they do sprint and long distance? But maybe it would have been taking too much of time, or maybe there wasn't not enough juniors. I don't know. There's a lot of things we can talk about. The prone paddling. Why is prone paddling part of an ISA SUP World Championships and paddleboard? Is that necessary? Is there enough people to sustain that? Will that go Olympic or Pan American Games? So questions over questions, more videos to come. For now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.